A few days ago, a dog named Jonah sat in the stands at a Miami Marlins baseball game. Right next to him, another dog was eating a hot dog. Jonah didn't bark, didn't lunge, didn't steal it. He just stared. That face broke the internet. Millions of people saw it and felt something immediate, something they recognized before they could name it, something they'd seen before, on their own dog's face, in their own living room. But in all the shares and the comments and the laughter, nobody actually asked the real question. Was Jonah feeling left out? Was there something genuinely happening inside him? Something we could carefully, honestly call an emotion? Or were millions of people doing what humans have always done, seeing themselves in the faces of the animals they love, filling in a story that was never really there? Do dogs feel left out? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know whether millions of people misunderstood Jonah or understood him better than science once believed. Most people, even people who love dogs deeply, who've shared their beds and their sofas and their softest moments with a dog, have been told the same thing their whole lives. Dogs don't have complex emotions. They have drives, instincts, hunger, fear, the basics. What we read as jealousy, as sadness, as feeling left out, that's us. That's humans doing what humans do. We see ourselves in the faces of animals we love because we need to, because connection requires it. Jonah wasn't sad. He was hungry. He wasn't feeling left out. He wanted the food. That's the practical explanation, the rational one. And for a long time, it was the only explanation science offered. Then something changed. Over the last 15 years, scientists began testing something they'd long avoided, whether dogs experience social emotions. And what they found when they actually looked didn't just challenge the comfortable explanation, it dismantled it. In 2014, researcher Christine Harris at UC San Diego had owners show affection to a realistic stuffed dog in front of their real dogs. 78% showed jealousy behaviors pushing between the owner and the object, snapping at the stuffed dog, not at a book sitting nearby, not at a jack-o'-lantern, at the thing receiving the affection they wanted. First, experimental evidence of jealousy in dogs, not anecdote, evidence. Then, Gregory Burns at Emory University scanned the brains of conscious, awake dogs using MRI technology. He found that dogs have the same brain structure that processes social reward and emotional anticipation in humans. In dogs, it responds strongly to owners, to familiar people, to connection. Social bonds in dogs aren't just behavioral, they're neurological, which means when connection is missing, when they're on the outside of something, that absence registers somewhere real. Researchers studying fairness found the same pattern. When one dog received a reward and another didn't, the unrewarded dog stopped cooperating, showed stress. Not because they were trained to react, because something in them registered the inequity. But here's the question that's harder to answer and far more interesting. Is what Jonah felt at that baseball game the same thing you feel when you're left out of something? Or is it something more ancient, more primal that just looks the same from the outside? There's a woman named Patricia, 61, just outside Atlanta. Two dogs, a 9-year-old beagle named Biscuit and a rescue named Leo, who arrived 8 months ago. When Leo came home, Patricia gave him extra attention. He needed it. Biscuit had always been the confident one. He'd be fine. Then she noticed something. Biscuit started sitting just outside whatever room she and Leo were in. Not inside, just outside the door, watching, quiet in a way he'd never been before. Present at a distance, like someone quietly uninvited from something, still deciding how to feel about it. Patricia's daughter said it first. "Mom, Biscuit looks sad." At her next vet visit, Patricia finally asked the question she'd been avoiding. Can a dog actually feel left out? The vet's answer surprised her, and the answer, which we're not quite ready for yet, is more precise than a simple yes or no. But here's the strange part. Dogs don't always respond to exclusion by barking or whining or acting out. Sometimes they become quieter, they withdraw. They wait. They watch from a little distance, patient in a way that's almost too human to look at directly. And that quiet is what the science found most interesting. Neuroscientist Jaak Panksepp spent decades mapping the emotional systems of mammalian brains. He identified a system he called panic, grief present in all mammals, including dogs that activate specifically in response to social exclusion. The same system that fires in humans when they're rejected or left out. It doesn't require language. It registers in the body as something felt before it's ever understood. Research shows dogs display measurable stress responses when excluded from nearby interactions. Cortisol rises, behavior shifts, play diminishes. And oxytocin, the bonding chemistry, responds directly to inclusion. When dogs are brought into a moment, it releases. When they're left outside that same moment, it doesn't. Inclusion and exclusion are written in the body's own chemistry. Which brings us to what this video has really been asking all along. Not just, did Jonah feel left out at that baseball game? But every time your dog has given you that look, that quiet, patient, slightly heartbreaking look, what was actually happening inside them? Here's what's worth sitting with. Every time you felt guilty for eating something in front of your dog without sharing, for leaving them home when you took someone else somewhere, that guilt wasn't irrational. It was telling you something. Your dog noticed. Not as a story, not as words, but as a feeling their brain was built to recognize. They couldn't tell you, didn't have the words. But that look, the Jonah look, the quiet stare, the patient waiting at the edge of something, that look was real. It was always real. And every time you pulled them close and let them in, that registered too, as something that felt, to them, like the exact opposite of being left out. Do dogs feel left out? The most honest answer science can offer right now is this. The best evidence we have suggests that dogs experience something very close to feeling left out, even if they don't experience it exactly the way humans do. They don't carry it as narrative. But in the body, in the nervous system, they share with us something registers when they're on the outside of a moment they wanted to be part of. When the other dog got the hot dog and Jonah quietly watched, something real may have been happening inside him. Not just hunger, something social, something that looked from the outside like exactly what it was on the inside. When Biscuit sat outside the door, while Patricia gave Leo extra attention, that quiet wasn't nothing. It was something that deserved to be taken seriously. And every time your dog has given you that look, patient, still, watching from a little distance, they were telling you something true. I notice. I feel this. I want to be part of what you're doing. In the only language they have. That's not projection. That might just be recognition. Maybe millions of people who saw Jonah's face weren't imagining everything. Maybe they were recognizing something real, something that lives in dogs the way it lives in us, older than language, older than the words we use to describe it. That look your dog gives you when the attention goes somewhere else, when the food goes to someone else, when you leave without them. Science now tells us it means something. It has always meant something. Has your dog ever given you the Jonah look? That quiet, patient, slightly heartbreaking stare? Tell me about it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this made you think of your dog right now, go find them. And when they look back at you, don't just see a dog waiting. See, a relationship science is only beginning to understand. Maybe the most important things your dog ever says are the things they never had words for.